Hi, cities. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sing or Naya. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. I am sure a lot of people will be like, oh, same. You've not said anything about this TikTok shutdown and all that. Yeah, I've been avoiding it because it's kind of hard. A lot of people, depend so much on TikTok. Some have their businesses and all that. And sincerely speaking, I am very sure that it is going to affect so many people, right? That I know. It may also affect me because most of my content comes from TikTok. But you know what? I am challenged to also make content. And one thing I am saying is that I am never going to stop making content. I definitely will keep bringing something to you all here, right? And to everybody that has been a great inspiration because black I depend so not like I depend I have learned so much from black content creators, and it's a very huge flex for me. The majority of the things that I have learned about history are from black content creators, and for those that are affected massively, because I know some people will definitely be affected massively, I really hope that there is a miracle for you. You know what? Let's get into this video.
I'm going to be posting a lot, way more than I've ever posted, because it seems that this app will be banned in this free country that's for the people. And the reason I'm going to be posting a lot, because while I have this platform and this voice and this audience, I really need us to understand what's happening here, because I fear that they're going to ban TikTok. We're going to be upset for 2 weeks, and then we're going to say what we've always said, it is what it is, and we're going to go on about our lives. And that's why we keep fucking losing. Over and over and over and over again, we lose. By we, honestly, I mean the middle class. The majority of us, we constantly lose. Every time we get a crumb of a leg up or enough of us get a touch of financial freedom, something has to come along and fuck it up. To the people that are 40 and 50 years old, are y'all not sick of losing? We're talking about an app. We're talking about a community. I don't know how many times I have to say that they won't do a fucking thing about the gun violence in this country, but they can prioritize banning an app saying that it's a threat to national security. You have a threat to your national security in your own fucking country. Do something about these goddamn guns. Do something about these goddamn insurance companies. Do something for the people here. Y'all worried about an app that we love. Y'all gonna take away something we love before y'all take away guns? Assault rifles? You need to ban TikTok before you ban assault. That's the reality we're living in. They'll ban an app before they ban a gun because the app is more dangerous to them. It's not about data. It's about unity. They're losing their power over you because they can't confuse us as easily because we're so fucking connected. And they're mad that a motherfucker that doesn't look like them, somebody from a different country, is whooping their ass in this social media game, in this tech game, in this data game. They're losing and they don't like it. So they're saying, how can we get rid of it and paint a picture to where it's the right thing to do? It's crazy to me that they talk all this shit about China. China's this, China's that, Communist Party, China, yada, yada, yada. They banned TikTok in China. Y'all banning it here, so if Communist China does it, how the fuck is that not Communist America? You see what I'm saying? While this is a stream of income for me, one that I will dearly miss, and am annoyed that I have to put in the work to replace it, this is a lot of people's entire income, entire means of living, bro. And the government knows that. And there's no contingency like, oh, we're going to take TikTok from you, but we'll give you these benefits since you lost everything. Nothing for that. They watched you build it. They watched you benefit from it. They watched you change your life. They watched you quit your job. They watched you do it. They watched you fully dive into TikTok, and then they snatched it from you, and they still want their tax money. It's illegal to be homeless, but the way you're making money to pay for your home, we're taking that. It's unbelievable. On a very, very, very serious note, I found out this morning that Chris O'Donnell unalived himself. I never met him, but we talked via direct message, and I still haven't processed it fully. You know, from my understanding, he was a happy guy. He was preaching mental health and fitness. You know, I watched the tribute from Iron Sanctuary, and they had the pleasure of meeting him in person and knowing him. You get what I'm saying? And I had planned to meet him, but now I can't. You know what I mean? And it shocked me because when I saw the news, I had to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't be. And he had a community here on this app and on other platforms, but mainly on this app, he had a community. So whatever he was battling, he had a community that at least helped him get along up until a certain point. This is so much more than an app that y'all are taking away from people. And it's so fucked up that you don't understand the gravity of that. I am awful at reaching out to people I care about. Chris has reached out to me in the times that I have leaked my emotional state of mind onto social media, and he's just checked in on me. You know, never met the guy in reality, but he checks in on me, you know what I'm saying? So I will now have my own self-reflection of why didn't I check in on him in time. You get what I'm saying? But that connection, I'm afflicted by this. It pains me to see that because I met him through this app. This is not some, we have two things in common, so we're gonna follow each other and watch each other's content type shit. People are making genuine connections, from platonic relationships to people finding the love of their lives to people just dating each other and learning about themselves and then going their separate ways, all intertwined and connected through this fucking app, bro. And because y'all can't get balls deep into the data because y'all didn't make the shit, you take it away from people and you ignore all of the real life implications that comes with that. It's more than an app, and you know it. Go tell Keith Lee it's just a fucking app. Go tell the musicians that wouldn't be shit if their song didn't go viral on TikTok with all them dances that this is just an app. Go tell them single moms that didn't really know what the fuck they was doing, but there was a single mom who's been through it on TikTok telling them how to pre-make meals and do this for their kids and do this for this kid and where they can get discount shit at and how to manage their money and shit like that. Y'all don't teach them that shit. Y'all don't give them no help. But when people take it amongst themselves to contribute to the progress of the fucking middle class or humans in general via an app, y'all take it away simply because you don't have an iron grip on the data, bro. It's unbelievable. Rest in peace to Chris, man. While none of us know the thoughts that he had in his own head, we're aware of the community that he built on this app. And there's a chance that part of that thought process was, well, I have this community on TikTok and they're taking it away from me. And that's just one more thing that I've lost. We'll never know for sure, but it's a possibility, right? But the government doesn't think that deep. They don't think about what they're taking away from people. All they think about is, oh, we have stock in Meta. So how great would it be if the competition, we got these tech billionaires ready to do anything and everything for us if we just get rid of the competition. They don't give a fuck about the negatives that come with snatching this app from us. This is not the America they told me I would be proud of when I was growing up. In China, you cannot speak negatively about the governing party. Trump has doubled down on the threat from within and prosecuting those who have, you get what I'm saying? Do you see the similarities? They ban TikTok, we ban TikTok. What restriction is next? There's this looming threat to ban certain video games. When does it end? This is the start of the snowball. This is the start of the avalanche. And it shocks me to see millions of people watch it, say that's fucked up, that's crazy, but the wheel turns regardless, you know?
I think it's really telling how little Congress cares about the well-being, the quality of life, the financial security of their constituents, that the proposed bill by Ed Markey to halt the TikTok ban for 270 days was immediately squashed, like F you, Tom Cotton. I mean, obviously, of course, they don't care about us. The more depleted we are, the more we are struggling just to make ends meet, the easier we are to control, right? It's hard to care about just causes when you are doing everything you can, working yourself to the bone to keep a roof over your head and keep your children fed. Like, I don't know if the rest of you have noticed how much pro-social justice cause content has gone way down, how much people have reduced capacity to care for things outside of keeping their families safe and fed and housed. That is strategic. That is on purpose. That is the balance of authoritarianism. How can we squeeze them just enough to keep them controlled, keep them tired, but not so much so that they can't work for the machine and earn money for us and do our bidding? Keep them poor, but, give them just enough hope that maybe they could become as rich as us. Keep them exhausted, grind them down, but not so much so that they rise up. It's that balancing act of, like, how much can they exploit us for our labor, for our life hours? How much profit can they extract from us? While being careful not to squeeze us so hard that they squeeze the life out of us, or squeeze us hard enough that we are prompted to defend ourselves and no longer submit to our own oppression. I know that the loss of communication, of community organizing, of sharing of information on this app is a huge part of the reason that it is being banned. I know the loss of profit for Congress and American corporations is a huge part of why this app is being banned. That it really has nothing to do, we all know by now it has nothing to do with security of our data. It has nothing to do with protecting our privacy. But I do think the other component of taking away an income stream for millions of Americans is something that was built into the design of this ban. There was a level of prosperity. I know one of my mutuals, Megan, said there was discretionary income. Like, a lot of people on TikTok earn their whole living, but many millions more earn discretionary income on TikTok, either through TikTok Shop or from being in the Creator Fund, or by using TikTok to promote their small businesses. And now that discretionary income is going away for all of us. And I want to make it really clear, my family will continue to be comfortably middle class and be able to pay all our bills with the loss of my TikTok income. But as I said in another video, I used TikTok money to help pay my kids' community college and Oregon State tuitions. I used TikTok money to take my kid on a trip. I used TikTok money for my husband and I to have a weekend at the beach. I used TikTok money for takeout food for my kids, for a membership to the Japanese garden here in Portland. I use TikTok to be able to afford all kinds of little luxuries, discretionary spending that is now going away. And not only that, I will have less of a buffer in my bank account for bigger things like the car breaking down or the big vet bill I'm about to pay today because I'm taking one of my poodles to the vet because she's sick. I will now feel squeezed. I will have less breathing room. I will have less bandwidth on a day when I'm tired and don't want to have to worry quite so much about the budget. No, I'm going to need to now. Right? And how much worse is it for folks who relied on TikTok income to make rent? Oh, you know what? They're going to have to go back to working for a corporation instead of essentially being a self-employed gig worker. What a convenient way to have them be forced back into being a cog in the machine. And also make them less financially secure and more stressed out so that they have less bandwidth to care about anything outside of their immediate needs. I have said it so many times. The fascist playbook is not new. They run the same plays every time. We need to look at what has happened historically and realize the patterns that they are rolling out right now, the plans that they are rolling out right now, these are not new. They have happened over and over again, and we need to learn to anticipate the playbook. We need to read ahead, and we need to cut them off at the pass. Although I do think there is some measure of comfort in knowing that historically those folks have squeezed everybody so hard that, right, like then folks do rise up and do stand up for themselves and do work to overthrow authoritarian regimes. But do we need to follow every play? Do we need to get squeezed harder and harder and more people suffer for potentially years? Or can we say, no, historically we've been there, we've done that many times over. We are going to, we're going to turn over a new leaf. We are going to take the playbook and we are going to toss it out the window, and we are going to create a new plan. We're going to disrupt and subvert before they roll out the next play. And I realize in a society where we are all now struggling much more financially, where we are all more burdened, our methods of communication are being limited, our income is being limited, that is going to be harder to do. I don't want to minimize that reality, but it doesn't mean that it's not good work that still has to be done. It has to be done. I think
This is all I got from this video, and I know I've been avoiding this conversation, right? And I am going to say that I know TikTok is shutting down. I mean, there is a whole lot of stories surrounding TikTok, you know, and I am going to say that I absolutely do not want to go into it so much, but I am going to drop a little hint so that if what I am saying happens, I'll come back to elaborate it, right? They said TikTok might shut down on Sunday. That is 19th. Okay, that is today. If I am not mistaken. Depends when you are seeing this video. And somebody will come back to save this TikTok, right? And then when the person saves the TikTok, the person becomes a hero. But yeah, by the side, and my heart goes out to everybody because I know this is absolutely going to affect so many people. I have really watched so many Black content creators because my focus has always been Black community. And so far, I have been on this channel for maybe 2 or 3 years, if I am not mistaken. All right. And I have really watched a lot of Black content creators grow and also make a living out of TikTok. Have also seen a lot of Black content influencers, makeup and all, a lot of them. I want you all to know that I really hope that you are fine, and I really hope something good happens to you because this is really a very sad story. I really feel bad for a lot of people, but something that I'm going to say is that sometimes I feel like the government know what they are doing. They feel like the truth, a whole lot of truth is coming out from TikTok because people are becoming woke. Messages are being spread out or information are being spread out. Misinformation are being debunked and disinformation are being debunked, right? So the truth is being spread out. So they are like, what else, what are we going to do? Let's just shut this down so that they can rest. I have been following the hearing from the Congress, like how this is going to happen. And sincerely speaking, some people are not even encouraging. Why? Their plan is just to, I don't know, I feel like they are putting up so much show on this app. Like, we are going to back TikTok. And if Red Notes takes over, we'll still ban Red Notes. I feel like they are just putting up a show and then make it look like one person saved the TikTok eventually. But you know what? I hope you all are strong. I hope you are doing well. For those that will be like, same. Now I have seen what will happen to content. How are you going to create content and all that? You have nothing to worry about. This will also let you all know that some things, whatever that has been going on here has always been something like I am very passionate of speaking. And no matter how hard it becomes bringing news, one thing I promise is that I definitely will try as much as I can to bring you information, especially the ones that are well needed for my community. I appreciate you all for everybody that I have used their content. Thank you all so much. You all are really very sweet. When I say sweet, super sweet, I have learned a whole lot. When I say a whole lot, majority, I'm not going to say majority of the things I have learned when it comes to history are from Black content creators. And that is something that I will continue to be appreciative about. I have you all taught me so much on this app, and I appreciate you all. But yeah, we continue. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.